there's going to be a time where we can all go back to classes, and we want to make sure that our partners survive this and are able to, have their locations, have their classes.
So as the founder of ClassPass, you represent two interesting perspectives. One, as a founder who has a company of employees who are presumably worried, but then you have all of your, fitness studio partners, and then all the people like me who are individuals who use your platform. So lots of anxiety, lots of uncertainty. I want to start by asking, what are you hearing from your fitness studio partners? I mean, a lot of them have had to stop operations because of shelter-in-place orders around the country.
Yep. I mean, so we work with 30,000 studios globally. 90% of them are shut down at the moment. So many of them have had to, let go of staff. Obviously, they're worried about their rent. They're worried about being able to pay the bills. Obviously, no one's going to classes in a lot of the markets, government mandated, or even just, chosen just to stay safe. But that being said, we know we need to do our best to help the industry. And I think that's sort of the position and where ClassPass has really come to the front to say, hey, how do we help the industry? Being an aggregator, being a platform, what can we do with our technology? What can we do with our voice? What can we do with our community to help everyone? And that's really spurred a bunch of new initiatives that we recently just started talking about. Firstly, being a live streaming product that we have where people can log on, be able to book these amazing classes from over 500 of our partners that we have and live stream the classes. And 100% of the proceeds of these classes goes directly to our studios for the next few months. So that's one great way that we already know people can help and obviously continue to work out at home. On the other end of it, we've also been starting a petition to the government to help with financial assistance for the studios, rent relief, and the industry, and different leaders from our fitness studios have come together to really support this. We already have over 20,000 signatures on the petition, which we're very excited about. It's so important that we help our studios get through to this. We are going to get through this. There's going to be a time where we can all go back to classes, and we want to make sure that our partners survive this and are able to, have their locations, have their classes, still be able to employ these incredible teachers that they have.
And what's next for the fitness industry as a whole in this moment? I know it's hard to predict, but based on the conversation we're having, what do you see coming?
I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of innovation that's just going to happen from this, like in terms of, like you were talking about video, like I'm sure there's going to be a lot of, I'm having a live class and then it's also going to be streamed for some reason. Like I think we're already seeing that, sort of more of, there's that Peloton model. I mean, we send so many people to the Peloton class, right? And then it's obviously live stream. I can see that there's going to be this sense of experiences just being everywhere, because I think there is an addiction to, like you were saying, having the class that's in New York, being able to be, taken in Los Angeles. And that probably was something that people kind of thought they would do before, and now they have to do. So I think people are working through their behavioral constraints that they may have had to working out at home on video.
And I know your petition has a number of initiatives that you're looking for. What is the number one thing fitness founders, wellness founders need in this moment to keep their businesses afloat that the government could provide?
I think rent relief is a huge one, right? I mean, so many of them have, these, have beautiful locations that they've spent a lot of money on and that they want to keep. And right now, it's obviously a sunk cost. So just really being able to pay for that would be amazing.
For you as a founder, what's been the hardest thing? What have you been hearing from your employees? What have you changed about how you interact with ClassPass, your company, and not just all your studio partners?
I mean, I think living in a world of uncertainty is something as an entrepreneur you are used to, right? You don't have a playbook. You don't always know what tomorrow looks like. So that part is easier. I think obviously when your business is small and you're starting out and you don't have as many employees, I mean, it's easier to live with that when you're small and nimble, right? It's obviously much harder, to not know what our business is going to look like, when this is going to be over, when our revenue is going to return to what it was, right? I think that uncertainty is very hard, because we have investors, we just raised a lot of money, which is obviously very exciting for us. But at the same time, we have to make sure that we're, being smart about cash, like every business should be at this point. I wouldn't tell anyone to be spoiling their cash right now. I think everyone needs to be smart about how they're spending money, how they're thinking about their business, but leave room for the innovation. I would say that's like another important thing. And it's how do you take your mission that you have as a company, right? And for us, it's always been about connecting people to things that they're passionate about, being able to work out and stay active. Okay, the world has changed. Do we shut down, or do we go into sleep mode, or do you go and innovate and make sure that you're still making your promise to your customers on that? And I think we've stepped up to the plate to do that as much as we could. And we just hope we're going to keep learning, we're going to keep changing, we're going to keep adapting. I hope this is just sort of the beginning of what we'll be doing during this time, but hopefully it doesn't last too long and we'll get to the end of it and be able to return back to our original business. But like you said, we're learning from this too. We're learning a ton about video, and like you said, we're having people who can be in the same class from two parts of the globe. So that's also really interesting and a new experience that we're excited to see what happens with.
For the other founders who might be watching this, what advice do you have for them? What is a strategy you've employed over the past 2 weeks that's been the most helpful or that you're the most proud of?
I think going back to your why is a really critical moment to being able to say, why did you start your company, right? Because it will help you, use your cash right now, which is the most important thing, and then also make decisions in terms of your product, right? So is it better to sort of let this time pass? Is it important to sort of be adaptable and pivot and be able to commit to your mission, as I said, and your why, and keep providing that to your customers? Is that not possible? But I think if you know your why, you can really chart the direction you want to go in a much better way.